Hello, hello, you guys. It is a Sunday afternoon, so we are back. Yeah. For all, whoa, why do you always
bright light?
blind me when we start the show with that light? For those of you listening on our podcast, you're always welcome to join us on our live shows here. And that would be fantastic too. But we do appreciate your support on all the podcast platforms. Thank you very much. So last week, we had to delay it to 7 p.m. And then when we went through, there was some sort of issue with YouTube going on that has been corrected. So that's all been sorted out. We only were able to broadcast to Facebook last week. So we're all good now, I think. Ashley, you can double check, but we're good.
Yeah, YouTube's working.
So far, so good. So we welcome you to our little Sunday show here. And we shall take it from there. It's been a pretty good week, and it's the end of the year coming up. Everybody's doing end of year. Hey, walkabout, how are you? I hope you're enjoying your holiday out there, sir. And Charles. Thank you, Charles. Yep, last week I know Charles was trying to get on it for some reason, but then I got a notification that YouTube got the server issue corrected. So whatever it was, I don't know. I felt pretty bad though, because we tried to get on at 7 p.m. and we were only able to get Facebook working correctly. So technology is what it is. I mean, maybe it's the drones. Who knows? Hello, Chris. How are you doing, Nagawa? I'm glad you're here. Did you check that link out I sent you about World War I? That's some interesting history, especially about that document that they never tell you the other side of the document. You know what I mean? So that's an interesting link for you to look at, I think. But make
sure it's going.
We're hoping everybody's doing good. The end of the year is coming up. We're kind of fortunate the way the holiday lands, because we could still do one show at the end of the year, the following Sunday.
Absolutely.
Well, hell, child, I haven't seen you for a while, man.
The hell?
Hope you're doing good, man, and you enjoy your holiday there. So far it's so good. Well, I'm glad, Chris. It's a good thing, and I'm looking forward to your stuff. I watched your clip earlier about what you want to do this coming year. We'll probably do something like that next year. I know one of my game plans is I want to try my best not to sit under a desk at work and cry for 30 minutes every day, because it's demeaning, you know. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
We do have the March to Victory that we generally try to make. So Nagala, we're going to try to make it again this year with a big intent. This time, Crystal's bringing the kids. And we're going to spend the day at the museum, or close to the day at the World War I Museum. So I think it'd be good for them to take it in. The last time we just kind of rushed through it.
We rushed through it, and
it's something you're going to have to just take your time. And then we were been the whole year trying to get something together for that. But I'm just going to talk with them down there and let them know who we are, let them know when we're coming, and see if I can get permission to do a little bit more and do some video and stuff from there. I think it would be better to do it that way as opposed to try to jumble it. So we'll try.
Jeffy's on.
Hey, Jeff. You got a hockey game that's going to start. Well, thanks for stopping by. So that's our plan with that there. Well, hello, child. I'm glad you're not in a dark place. I was in a dark place for many days. Someone finally found me and let me out of the trunk. Ashley unfairly put me in the trunk.
Why am I always the one putting you in a trunk?
But I did work it out. But seriously, if you ever need to talk, man, you can call us, and I'll.
That goes for any.
I'll help you out for all you guys. But I'm glad you're doing way better now. Sincerely, man. It's hard sometimes to drag yourself to a better spot. You know what I mean? It really is. Brian, Mini Warmut, isn't here, but he was asking me, Greg, where's the cups? Where's the cups? Now, I know I've showed you guys our coffee cups from the other channels. So whenever Brian gets here, he will see that I've got his cup. with coffee, and I can't tip it forward too much.
There's our cups.
And there's the cups up there. There's some of them. There's Wallingford Advantage and Frosted Fist. That's my Warhammer cup.
Oh, okay.
That one's the World War I Ares cup.
And you have using Brian's, and I'm using Nick's
from IDC
beer.
Yep,
IDC beer.
Yeah. So we just got that one. See, we do drink tea. Ashley's got tea in there.
Reclamp this back.
You've been a member for a couple of years. You wish you could help Nagawa. You know more about it than we do. She's just meet us there. And we'll just go through the museum together. And at the end, when they're forcibly trying to drag you out, I will help them get you out of there peacefully, because I know you wouldn't want to leave it. Not really. It's pretty damn interesting, man. It's very, very historical. It'll touch you too, because a huge waste of human life. A lot of people died, man, and quite terribly. War's never a good thing to begin with. But it's interesting. It wasn't really fought over everything we were told either. So there's a lot of history, man. Telemachus, rise and shine. Yes, sir. I'm trying to rise and shine. I even combed my hair today. See, I got a haircut the other day. So see, I'm trying to get a little bit more primed up, best I can. Can't fix the ugly part, but the hair I can fix.
See, he gets all fancy for you guys, but not for me.
If you wouldn't lock me in trunks and stuff, I'd be okay.
Well, stop getting in trouble. Keep ordering crap without telling me.
Good grief. You know what she told me, and in all fairness, I did ask her, well, she had headphones on playing Call of Duty.
I was playing zombies that I can't really turn around and look at.
And so this showed up just a little bottle of paint, so I could finish my Invictor warsuit that I'd been saying over the last couple of times. I got to get some anyways. She goes, I don't remember you asking me. And I'm like, I sat right here and said, what do you think? This is a good price. I got free shipping. I'll just get it. And so she just tends to think, I order stuff without asking her.
You do.
Yeah, Nagawa, I would believe that. And a lot of people perished being buried in the trenches, and their tunnel supports and their little headquarters stuff they would literally buried alive in a lot of it, which would be a terrible, terrible way to go. But yeah, the World War I thing is very interesting. And of course, all wars are politically motivated and whatnot. And then you generally find out the truth 100 years later. So it's kind of interesting. World War I has a little bit more to it than I was taught in school by a long shot. And Chris is like an expert in Nagawa here. He's pretty much an expert on that. So, which, by the way, we have to do something along the lines of some more World War I gaming. So our goal is to try to do more of that. We did have a good week overall, because it did cut into my spare time a little bit. It's doing a bunch of family stuff this week. Next week, that's pretty much all out of the way now. So I have actually Christmas Day off. So Ashley has to work.
I have to work.
But me and Keegan are going to do a Team Yankee fight around 1:00. We're going to just get together and do thinking about a 500-point Team Yankee game. And we'll see. We'll take it from there and see how it goes and just have some fun. And we'll get that recorded for you too. Hey, thank you, Walkabout, for stopping by, man. Be careful running to the store. We don't want you to trip and fall. We want you to be able to come back. And watch out for all the holiday crazy people out there, man.
All right.
Have a good holiday, sir. Yeah, this time of year, I ain't trying to be a downer, man. I just hate going shopping. There's just a lot of people driving bad, and it's just not, to me, it's not a fun time. It's like, oh crap, it's that time of the year, so but it is interesting. It's interesting to watch people. So Like I said, we were kept pretty busy. The Alpha Strike game is in progress back there, so we're just gonna continue forward with that. Get that out for you, and I think next week we'll have that Team Yankee game out for you, and hopefully Keegan wins because he's had a little bit of a losing streak. So we'll see how it goes. You know how all that goes with these games, right? You guys, a lot depends on the dice. And Ashley, what are you doing there? You're
paying my Ratman.
Your Ratman.
My Ratman.
Oh, that's the dual.
This is one. What the hell was it?
Gunner, right?
This is a Gatling gun.
So, anyways, Nagawa, you should consider. We should meet you out there sometime. Really, really consider that. You said you might be doing that one day. You'd have to let us know. I think it would be a cool place to meet and a fun thing. And plus, there's plenty of places to eat, to get dinner and stuff afterwards out there. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and get whatever you got to get done. I know everybody's busy, so if you gotta go for whatever reason, then go ahead and go. You're fine. You're always here anyways, Charles. If you got to get your stuff together. I guess now is a good time to tell everybody for my own public, say it in public for my own safety. Ashley, I ordered probably a lot of stuff I didn't tell you.
Excuse you?
It was your gifts to me.
No? Oh, my gifts to you, so you used my money.
No. If I used your money, I couldn't afford anything. So I'm just joking. I didn't order anything.
Why don't I believe you on that one?
I'm not responsible for what my hands do.
Oh, okay.
If it's another personality.
Another personality. Yeah. Which one? You got like 12.
Do I now? More moved in?
Yeah.
Probably not good. So, yeah. This week is busy for everybody. Everybody's got lots of family things to do and all the running around. So I expect you guys to have to pop in or out or leave, and that's okay. But we will be here again next Sunday, too, after the holiday. We'll just kind of do our end of the year then. That's kind of what we're going to do. And we'd like you guys, if you'd like to share your stuff, too, if you want, end of year, whatever you're doing. And for the most part, we did a lot more of being able to stick to our game plan this year that we talked about at the end of last year. Only problem is the whole crazy life thing comes up. So, depends on what's coming up as to what we can get done. And sometimes in our area, it just depends on weather, too. It's kind of weird. We ain't got no significant snow to speak of, just some dusting yet. So who knows? I'd rather have the snow than the ice. Ice means power outages, broken lines and whatnot from the weight of the ice. So I'd rather just be snow the rest of the year. But so far, we've already had quite a bit of ice. So barring weather and crazy personal stuff, then we're still going to stick to our schedule. Nagawa says they found bed bugs at his office.
Ew.
So you get to work from home. Yeah, but boy, those things can sneak. Hopefully you don't end up transporting them from the office to your home, sir, because that means somebody had them at their home and then went to work. That's why they're at your office. So I wish you the best with that, Nagawa, because that's just not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun to deal with. Hello, Mythos. How are you, sir? We showed off your cup earlier. Brian from Mini Warmup was asking me, where do you put all the cups? And how many times have we showed everybody the cups? So I purposely put coffee in his cup so when he shows up, he can see I'm drinking it. And then we showed off some of the cups up there on the shelf, which is yours is there too. And
I think the last time you
has a really nice cup. Yeah. So anyways, Mythos, welcome to the group. People have to come and stay and leave, whatever you got to do. You're all good. We completely understand. When we started the show today, we just were like, well, didn't know if anybody can make it or not. And we apologize about last week. More of you joined on other stuff. So last week, when we went to go broadcast, there was an issue with YouTube, which they had sent a note back that's fixed since then. So we thought, okay, for whatever reason, they're having issues with their servers and whatnot. We'll just broadcast to Facebook. And so we delayed the show till about 7 o'clock to try to give time for things to work out so we could get on. But then it still wasn't working. So the show went to Facebook for about, I want to say 45 minutes, maybe,
or so,
something like that. And Ledford was able to make it there, but otherwise it was pretty much, we tried to keep the schedule, but again, you just don't know. So we're just here tonight, sit and chit chat with you guys for a little bit, and we understand it's busy, but we got fortunate, Mythos. The holiday falls in between, so we can still do our show, and that's days after the holiday, and everybody's gotten all their stuff done. So we're still good too for the following Sunday. But we're going to upload during the week anyways. That Team Yankee game that me and Keegan are going to do on the holiday at 1. He has that day off. I have that day off, and so 1 o'clock we're going to do a big Team Yankee game at his house. It's just been a while. And it's something I have, when you got all those models sitting around and you're like, man, I was playing this a lot. And now I'm not.
We need to figure out when our next one for the Twilight is going to be as well.
Yeah, and our Twilight 2000 after the holidays, hopefully we can get that going, because I know everybody decided to break for a little bit for the holidays, because that drew attention. People like that. So we'll do that. Otherwise, Mythos, I have to do role playing at work, and
that's called work.
Tired of that character, you know what I mean? So a little bit of fantasy kind of helps,
That's called actual work.
I do a lot of actual work. I do. But anywho, that's the game plan. We'll be here next week. Ashley has printed me up some more of the Human Defense Force, and that's my fault. I've got a bunch of them done in detailed painting. I need to get.
You thought you were done.
I need to get them up and show. Hey, Johnny, how are you? Hopefully, you're having a great day this day, and that your week is an awesome
one. And there's the mutt.
There you are, Brian. We were talking about you in a nice way.
That's probably why he jumped on. He felt it.
But you asked where the coffee cups were, so Ashley, I'm going to have to show them again.
All right, give me 1 second.
You asked where you keep the coffee cups, so we're going to show you, Brian. So, or Ashley is, undo that camera. So, there's the World War I cup, the Aries that we ordered from Leinster.
From Mr. Johnny.
And there is Mauling for Advantage, Frosted Fist. And not to be outdone, this is yours, Mini Warmut, which Mini Warmut has a mug. And I got coffee in it. I'm drinking coffee. I just don't want to spill it. And Ashley got one from Nick from IDC Beer. So she ordered that one. So if you got a coffee cup, one at a time, we try to support you guys.
We're trying to collect.
And yeah, it's a little bit of a collection we're starting, but at least we try to support people that way too. Oh, you're watching the Bills game, Johnny. Okay. Well, I understand it. We're competing with football. That's okay. And yes, Mythos, we're doing well. It's just been a hectic week. You can see in the back there, Johnny, is Alpha Strike in progress. So we'll get that finished off and then upload that video. So we got all of our models out in the cards and the city built and whatnot. And so hopefully also, Brian, that answers your question there. That's where the cups are, on the top shelf. You just can't see them. I don't have them down here where they're going to hopefully not get knocked over,
knocked off one of our
broke.
desks.
Yeah. The Human Defense Force guys are cool. I showed some of them off already. I've got, 24 of them painted and pretty detailed already. That also, Brian,
I felt bad because I got 11.
My fault for during the week. I haven't had time to put them on the little turntable and show off the groups. That's something I've got to do too. But they're coming along nicely. Ashley printed me some more because you can adjust your force accordingly.
I still gotta print you out some more. I keep forgetting you need 2 more of those one guys.
I just need 2 more. Oh, yeah. You're almost done with yours, Johnny? Awesome. Yeah, I know you meant video. That's okay.
Which one is Johnny doing?
He's painting his Battletech stuff. So, I know what that's like. You want to get them painted before you fill them. I got you,
That's what we did. So, Brian's paint challenge actually worked out in our favor. Ended up getting all the mechs done.
Yep.
Out of the starter box and out of the mercenary box that from the Kickstarter.
Yeah, I hear you're in a couple of paint challenges there. Mini warm up.
When isn't he in a paint challenge?
But that's good because you got a lot more minis than we do to have to paint, sir. So that's a good thing. And you got some painting in too, Mythos? Awesome.
Yeah, he showed it off, what was it, the other night on a show.
I've kind of got these 2, 3, 4, 5.
I got to get these guys knocked out as fast as possible. But unfortunately, I decided really weird paint scheme.
Well, that's okay. So I've got to try to do this gently. See all the new ones. And then I'm now getting them formed into groups because you could trade one guy out for flamethrower, or one guy out for a grenade launcher in your group of 10, right? So here's some here too that are, whoops, there we go. And there's the rest of my guys there, all painted. But what I got to do is get them set up in groups and then go ahead and get those done.
The next group I do with these big ones, I'm not gluing them together yet because I cannot access some of this area.
Yeah, that would be the purpose of a paint challenge. You are correct, Mini Warm-Up. Yours went over pretty good. We're good for one paint challenge a year. We can't do as many as you can. Oh, yeah, that Mythos, the one you had for your white scars that you had in your show, that looks really nice, what you've got done so far.
It looked excellent.
I thought it did. And Johnny wants to know, did you get Karen's Armored Cavalry Lance pack exclusive? No, I did not get that pack, sir.
Who?
Oh, so Johnny, you've got way more than we do. I basically got the Mercenaries bundle, right, and then a couple extras.
Okay.
We're talking about Battletech. So
I'm like, wait, what did I miss? What are we talking about?
So no, I didn't get that, but I think this Human Defense Force thing and one-page rules is going to be fun. I just can't mix it with my Warhammer guys. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that in my head.
I can, and Keegan won't play against them.
Yeah, Keegan doesn't really like the aliens.
You don't like any of my bugs.
Ashley's bugs are kind of overwhelming and they're supposed to be overwhelming, really. And Charles has
of them.
Oh, you got almost 24 figures primed and ready to paint.
Nice, Charles.
Small to large. Very good. Now that we getting some of the bugs worked out on our printer, it's finally, after a year, I'm able to get an army built as I was showing you.
Oh, you just finally found something you wanted. That's all it was.
No, it's more like the wife tries to hog the printer.
Well, I'm the one who knows how to use it.
Ooh, she thinks I don't know how to use a printer. So, yeah, that'll work out pretty good. And my goal for this week is pretty small, but for me, I want to finish up my Invictor Warsuit, which is just sitting here because I finally got some black paint to finish it off, and get these other guys going and primed, if not done. I really just kind of like the look of the figures. They came out pretty good for me, so I'm happy with them. But this game, Alpha Strike, and then Tanks, we're gonna do a battle on Wednesday, since me and Keegan have the day off at 1:00, like I'd said earlier. So that's we'll get that out there also. So I got enough to keep me busy for the week, but at least I got the day off. I can stay home.
Bite me.
But I don't get. I get the day off of pay, so I'm not complaining. But actually,
again, bite me.
But you get to work and you get time and a half.
I don't care.
See, I've always worked Christmas. This would be like, this company is the only company I've ever had any holiday off. So I've never been one to care if I worked a holiday or not. It was just more money, is all.
Stop rubbing it in that you get paid for not having to work.
That's because they don't want to pay me time and a half to go to work.
That's what it is.
It's not kindness. It's just that's the way it is. Charles says he's got 6 turns done for Battle of the Bulge. Yeah, I seen you started doing that. You gonna try to get some more turns in on that? Yeah. Ooh, you got 2 weeks off. Maybe warm up. But you're the boss. So if I was the boss, there would be times I'd be like, Greg, you made a mistake, and to learn your lesson, you're going home the rest of the week to think about it. See, and I would send myself home.
And I'd send your ass right back to work.
So I could learn. So if you got 2 weeks off, go for it. That means you're going to bust out a ton of painting. Right, sir? All right. That's cool. But the only thing that sucks, I'll be honest with you guys, is go to work. Tomorrow, go to work, and then you're off. And then you're back to work in the same week. Then you're off. I would just have preferred to have the week off. If I actually had a week off straight, I could get more done. At least I would think that I could get more done. And you're unboxing then. Linster, I'll have to go back and I'll check that out too on the Black Remnant pack that you got. So I'll have to check that out. For some reason I didn't see it. I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while I go back and I make sure my notifications are on from all of you guys that I'm subscribed to, because sometimes for whatever reason I won't get a notification. I have to turn it on, turn it off, the notification for like all of it, and then I'll start getting notified again. Maybe the internet just doesn't like me. I don't know. But other people have told me that too, that every once in a while they got to go back and redo that. So, keep that in mind also.
You might have to do something with making sure that you're a live person.
Well, it might have to do with, I don't know, just making sure you're still wanting to be subscribed to it or whatever. I don't know. If they would stop trying to update everything and just leave things alone that work, then it might be okay. But anyways, that's our fantabulous game plan. So we are definitely gonna bust out a nice game too Wednesday. What'd you say?
Oh, I almost dropped this paint up on my sweater.
Yeah, Johnny, that's what I'm saying. I have watched people where they've said it in their videos that, hey, and I know it's to be like, why didn't I get notified? Like, you meet us. How long have I been, subscribed to you? And every once in a while, I have to go back and make sure it says all notifications are on. It's not that I'm not subscribed to you. It doesn't drop the subscription. It's like after a while, it turns it off. I don't get it.
I just had to do that with Steven. Oh, shoot. Ultramarine.
Who took my dice?
Yes, thank you. I had to think about his name.
Yeah. But anyways, maybe warm up Team Yankee on Wednesday with Keegan. Actually, I can't really fight his force. Ooh, I'm going to have to use your guys, Ashley.
Yeah, that's going to piss him off.
I'm going to have to use the Russians, because otherwise I can't.
You don't have enough? I don't think you have enough for 5, do you?
It don't matter. I know how to play them. They're actually a lot stronger of a force than it looks. They work out pretty well if you use them.
If you use them correctly.
Yeah.
Why do you think I like the Russians?
And also in that game, people go, "Oh, artillery doesn't do anything unless there's ground troops." Yeah, I've bailed out tanks with it, and if you bail them out and they can't remount, they're done. So yeah, artillery works pretty well for that. As a few people found out that weren't too happy about me using it on them, but it works really well. So that'll be something we'll have up for you too. And next Sunday, you guys, and there's more people I see on my counter here. They're popping in other places too, it looks like. So feel free to comment if you'd like, you guys. And next Sunday, we'll all get together and see how everybody's week went through the holiday. If there's what they're doing, we'll just do a general chit chat too. Oh, so mini warm up. You're going to be painting U.S. tanks this week for Team Yankee. Nice. Did you get like a starter set or just a box? The starter set's a super good deal if you can get it. Johnny says he's been banned from using artillery and Alpha Strike. Now, I have not used artillery and Alpha Strike. Actually, I want to try to incorporate using those tanks. I've never got to play with them or any of that. But in Team Yankee, I just I played against Clint and D, and I wiped them out. It's just me versus them, and I destroyed them. And a lot of it was I bailed tanks out with artillery. As simple as that sounds, because it's only 1 point of damage from the top down. Boop, doesn't matter. You know, if you can't get back in that tank, you fail again, then it's just done. So what do I think, May Warmut? I think it's really cool that you're going to do some Team Yankee stuff, and I think that we have the technology to game. I think that would be fun. And plus, Keegan really likes playing Team Yankee too. So that's awesome that you're doing that. To be honest with you, I'm checking something here. But yeah, I can't play against Keegan with mine. Yep, the starter box for the $50-something, that's a very nice starter box. More than your money's worth out of it.
What are we talking about? Clash of Steel?
No. Team Yankee. No. Clash of Steel, though, wow, all I can say is if you guys like armor and you don't, even if you want to use it for other games, I'd buy a box out, you're getting way, way more than your money's worth on those sprues. Oh man, well I'm sorry, Charles. I know it's like on what would have been someone's birthday if they had passed away. We all know that. It's really difficult. So sorry about that, man. Just try to hold on to the good memories. That's all you can do. And kind of keep it alive. That's what we do with the kids' grandfather. He was a big part of their lives, and
oh yeah,
I really love that guy, and it's difficult.
No tears.
No, there's no tears. It's just difficult sometimes, man. So I got you. I understand. That makes it rough. It really does. However,
you keep them alive in your hearts.
That's all you can do. Our lives are limited. We all make that mistake that, we got forever. We don't. So spend your time wisely, man. And enjoy the kids and your grandkids and all that stuff, because that's what's important. The rest of it's all just secondary. At least to me it is. And I think it is to all you guys too. So, Johnny, being banned from playing artillery in Alpha Strike tells me you must have done some damage, sir.
I don't think we got any artillery, do we?
Not for Alpha Strike. I don't have any artillery. No, I take that back. I think one of them I'm not sure because it was out of the pack, so I haven't played with. But I think one of those was an artillery thing. I have to look. So then, Charles, after all this stuff going on, then you've got a lot of stuff with your family in the next few days, man. Enjoy that. Yep.
Like we always say, family comes first.
And then for us, it's just a little different story. It's kind of nice that Wednesday, there's no stress about anything. Everything's done out of the way. And Keegan has the day off, so we're just going to game. So I think that'll be fun. Ooh, lots of good food for 4 days. Oh, yeah. Nobody complains about the food. We tried our best to get a deer. We didn't go too much this deer season because
it was too bitterly cold.
We like venison, but it was so cold and everything was frozen that you could only stay out for like 2 hours or so at a time. So just didn't pan out.
But we had family time. We got our daughter, our granddaughter. Even Keegan got to go.
Well, that makes sense, Charles, to combine them. I understand that. Yeah, Nagawa, there are people that it's interesting too because a ton of people don't. So every year, more and more people just dropping out of it because of all the insanity. But it gets crazy. Like going to the store, it's like, I guess I could order from Amazon or something, but just sometimes you want to go pick the stuff yourself, especially when you want to look at what you're getting and whatnot. But it does get a bit crazy. Johnny says, yeah, when you have 4 units with artillery and you get 7 shots, they land immediately and destroy everything they hit. Ooh, yeah, I can see why you'd make some enemies with that. Nagawa says you love moose. Now, I personally haven't had moose, but I've had elk. Elk is like...
I want to hunt moose.
An elk steak would be like the softest steak you'd ever eaten in your life. I mean, elk is pretty soft. Venison out here, it's more of I was known as a trophy deer state, but when you talk to the average person going there, they're going to put meat in a freezer, right? And it's obviously considerably cheaper than buying that much meat. Ground moose and spaghetti sauce. Oh my.
Ooh,
that's interesting. And there's a lot on a moose to get, so I don't know. I mean, that's an awful big animal.
Moose run about 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's cool if you know
probably
someone
on the light side.
Get you some. Venison is really good. It's especially if you just gotta be careful because there's not a lot of fat with it, so it's very lean. So you just gotta pay attention when you're cooking it is all. And here we went in just seconds from 7 artillery shots devastating a battlefield to we like moose. Yep, see? That's what I love about this show, though. We kind of move around a bit. So
we ain't normal.
We're not normal. No, we're not. I don't really want to be labeled normal either. So I've never had
what's considered normal?
Oh boy, Charles is going to have a car. Now, if you take advantage of that, Charles, you can go get to the shops and get your, what you need or whatever. Bison, I have not yet had Mythos, but out here there's a store chain called Hy-Vee. So they do sell like alligator.
I'm afraid of bison, trying alligator.
All different kinds of meats that you could get. Well, Well, they wrap the venison in bacon for flavor and some of the fat content. But what I do with it in Nagawa is, look, if you take like the back strap or a tenderloin, which you'd call a tenderloin, and you cut it into pieces and just on low heat, kind of saute it with some olive oil, like some garlic, salt, pepper, and then you serve that with some. I like red potatoes that you bake or you can fry even, and those will have butter and garlic on them and whatnot. You throw that on a plate with a little bit of gravy on the potatoes, and it comes out really, really good. I have had goat when I lived in California. The neighbors cooked it in a hole in the yard when I was a kid. So I was wondering why they were digging that big hole back there, and then they threw a goat in it and cooked it. And actually, that came out really good. But venison is it's a very good, lean, healthy meat. It's not bad. Mitho says gator tastes a little bit like chicken.
No,
I haven't.
It's the point. I know what it is.
Yeah, but so does rattlesnake. I had that in Texas, actually, Mythos, at a fair.
No.
When I was a kid, my grandparents went out there and they had fried rattlesnake, and it does taste like chicken. Well, at least it did to me as a kid. So I wouldn't want to have to handle a rattlesnake, I guess, is my problem. Like, I'm not going to go outside holding a cricket or something. Go, here, little snake, and get bit. I don't want to mess with rattlesnakes.
I can see your dumbass doing that too.
No, just because I feed squirrels doesn't mean I'm feeding snakes. It's a big difference.
You do understand what eat squirrels, right?
Huh?
You're fattening them up for the snakes.
No. Just because I give them peanut brittle. And
I'm so mad at you. Gave them all my peanut brittle.
Well, they don't have a job. They're little squirrels that live in trees, and they need treats too. You can buy more peanut brittle.
That was for my work. No, actually, I can't.
She's mad because I fed some of her peanut brittle.
I was so mad.
To the squirrels. But we used to see them when I picked it up and I took a bite. They were like, "Ooh," and they just started chowing down like, where'd this come from, you know?
You probably just gave our squirrels diabetes.
Probably. Oh, yeah, Johnny, I know what you're talking about there. They sell them on sticks. You know, like,
what are we talking about? Steak
tips on a stick. Well, we're just not going to say it here, but it's a household pet out here. We'll just put it that way. Yeah, the guy was right. Yep. Oh, wow, it's a sidewalk vendor. That looks good. You're strolling through, eating your food, going, wow, I don't see nothing running around the streets out here. Yep.
Never know. It's a delicacy there.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So anyways. See, Mini Warmont, I really don't use your cup to put paintbrushes in.
I should.
Ashley's all she should, huh? Yeah, I don't know. So food is something that gamers like. So anybody popping by, because I can see the numbers move up and down, they're probably going, I thought this was a gaming thing, and they're talking about rattlesnakes and goats. And that's because you joined the outer rim of gaming, man. We're just like the Twilight Zone of gaming.
Yes, I'm old enough to know that. Go ahead, make the comment.
So you guys, you know how I like to have a little bit of fun with the marriage and joke? Today, Ashley was sitting there. I don't know what she's doing. And Crystal was there. We were at Crystal's house, and she's playing Jeopardy music, you know, on the phone. And I said, babe, you found our wedding song and you're playing it? And she just sideways.
You lucky you had our 2-year-old granddaughter, or you would have had something thrown at you.
I was like, I've got to have a talk with my mind. Sometimes it says something it shouldn't.
You would end up having something thrown at you.
Ooh, Charles has a day. Gonna go out and get some breakfast and some groceries. Yeah. Oh, Ashley left. If I disappear, you guys, you know what that's me. Yes. Okay, Gogi is a good definition there, Jeff. That means, well, yeah, that's a good definition, sir. Not something you're going to find out here, although one never knows. Maybe Taco Bell. We'd have to ask Brian. He eats a lot of Taco Bell. But that would be it. So what hockey game, Jeff? I'm not don't follow sports for the most part anymore over the last decade or so, but what teams are playing today?
The Ducks. I don't know.
The Mighty Ducks. Is that what you said? Well, I don't know. Out here, well, we went to we try to get a hockey game in once in a while out here. The kids like it. We went to one not too long ago with Crystal, right? And the girls.
One of their pre-games, I think, or something like that.
The girls were really into it. They were all wanting to see a fight. They were like,
the granddaughters are like me.
Yeah, they're like, there's got to be a fight. That ref.
This is boring.
Yeah. So, Brian, you might have wanted to reword your statement there that you're back because you were finishing up on a naughty nurse. Okay. Well, we'll take that as you were painting it before it gets turned. A Caps fan? So I can't say anything about our team here in Iowa. They call them the Rough Riders. But going for Star Wars night is kind of fun, you know. But hockey's mostly you're going for hockey, you know.
I'm going for the fight.
Same reason people go to watch a race. They're not there to watch cars go in a circle at 200 miles an hour. They're there to watch the crash.
Yep, pretty much.
Hockey's there, you know, for just that, the fights. You're painting, bruh. Okay. You could call me bruh on that one. I was just giving you a little bit of fun there. Maybe warm up, you know, because, you know, later Keegan's going to see that. And then he's going to message you and saying, And the fact that he's got his new high-speed printer up and running, which is pretty good because he printed some card holders out for Monopoly. But he has kind of a dark mind. So I'm just wondering one day for him to print something crazy.
I think Crystal would kill him.
Charles says, like Bugs Bunny said, and I quote, "If I do this, I get a whooping." Do it. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. By the way, for those of you who aren't in the chat watching this show later or listening on the podcast, you can look up the word that Jeff put in there, Kegogi, and see. It'll explain to you what he's talking about. It's interesting that we were talking about Kegogi, and then right after that, Chris says, "Have you guys seen the KFC festive meal deal?" That's just too funny. I mean, that was the immediate next comment. Think about that. Come on, Chris, that's funny. That was cool. No,
Good time it better.
I have not seen the new festive meal deal. I used to eat at KFC a lot. Now it's pretty pricey, and the last couple times it just
hasn't been very good.
The chicken sandwiches and stuff have kind of fallen off. So, but no, let us know because we're gamers and gamers eat. So, you know, if they got a deal or something going on, we don't exactly know. I might.
That and he lives in Canada. Who knows where, you know, if theirs are any different than ours.
One day we got to stop talking about it. Just do a trip out to Canada. Show up and visit.
They would ban us.
Visit Chris and visit David out there. Axe Annex. No, I don't. Why would they ban us? They would probably go, "We've heard about your wife because of the shows." So, you know, they might not allow you to sit in any chairs out there at restaurants. You might have to stand to eat. I'm sorry.
Hour and 10 minutes.
Again, twice my brain spoke. Me need to think better. Yeah.
Give it an hour and 10 minutes. See what happens.
Huh? What does that mean? Give it an hour and 10 minutes. So that's it. I'll have to figure something out. But anyways, at least you're getting your painting done there, Brian, because you got quite a bit to do. And I myself now have a stack of them to do. Oh yeah, I like pizza. Do you got a good pizzeria out there, Chris? Because sometimes good pizza, not a lot of commercial grade crud, but just good pizza is really hard to find anymore. Charles, this is a good old fashioned roller derby.
That's one I actually never have seen.
They have them out here too, though. They have a group out here because I seen something.
Yeah,
about
roller dolls or something like that.
Yeah,
or doll babies.
I
don't know, something like that. We do.
They beat each other up pretty hard, man.
It's the one sport you can literally beat the hell out of each other and not get arrested for it.
Yeah. Yep. I can see Charles in the audience out there too. Yeah, Brian. Oh, wait. Ashley's going to see your comment at some point. Uh-oh. Welcome to Canada. Please do not sit in our chairs. You may stand over here to eat. It's okay. It's okay. Oops. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to buck you either.
Sorry, mine has more details than your little guys that you're painting green. Why do you pick the easiest paint schemes? You pick the Smurfs, they're all blue. Now you're picking these and they're green.
They're not all blue. Let's see here, Ashley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors and tones. They're not all easy. Skinny Mini Gwen Miller. Ah. Must be a famous roller derby lady. But I don't know. I could somehow I could see Ashley doing roller derby stuff. I could see.
If I could blade, yeah. Skates, no. I'd kill my ankles.
But I mean, it would be worth it for you to get out there. Just let some of your craziness and hostility out. Oh, she's an all-star roller derby player from Canada. Okay.
Oh, and say some of these girls, I'd end up probably with a busted nose or a broken neck.
Yeah, they get pretty vicious.
Some of them get violent.
I have not seen it for a while. Oh. Not for a while. So, but most definitely, Charles, if you get a chance to enjoy yourself, hey, go enjoy yourself. Have a little bit of fun. That's all I can say. There's way, way too much weird, crazy stuff going on to not enjoy life a little bit. And Mini Warmont, I'm betting you found more deals that you haven't announced yet either. I'm just guessing you've been finding some really good deals on the sales too.
Well, I just can't believe Brian actually bought Citadel. That was a shock to see.
He bought Citadel?
Mm-hmm. Those zombies, they're Citadel pieces.
Oh. Speaking of zombies, Brian, there was a Kickstarter that, I don't know, it just came up. I saved it the other day. I was going to send it to you. I'll have to send it to you if I can find it again. But should I get little notifications? And it's some zombie horde game. Ooh, Charles has spicy chorizo, beans, green sauce, pasta, and more. Well, then you should be set. You should be set, sir. Out here, there's a place that it's called El Super Burrito, and you can get a burrito like chicken or carne asada, whatever you want, and they bring it out on a skillet. But this thing's big, it's sizzling, and just covered in sauce. And I don't know, man. It's what, like $12? It's not very much.
It's not too bad.
But they also have a Hispanic style bakery there, so you get some of the sweet breads and treats and stuff like that. Oh, Brian says he found that set when he was cleaning his closet out. He had it for a few years.
Oh.
Nice.
Sure he did.
You may as well get him out there and get him going.
That's his excuse. That's what he's going to tell everyone because he didn't want to admit that he bought Cynadil.
Now Ashley's already starting the smack talk with Brian, so there you go. But that's what makes it kind of fun. Go back and forth. Reinforced chairs, and now you're talking about him hiding stuff, right? So he's you're getting there.
Yeah. The next two I'm going to have to paint differently. Because I'm going to have to back and forth just to get shit covered.
Well, kind of show it off if you want before you go paint some more.
I got to fix these first because these lines are going to piss me off.
Does he have like a mohawk?
This one does. It's a female.
Oh, it's a female with guns? Multiple guns?
What I'm going to do it correctly.
Yeah. Ashley's already had enough practice on me. Just ask Mythos. In his show, a guy named Commodore started something about me being in a trunk, and it went on for quite some time.
Well, you're the one that keeps it going.
Well, sure. It was funny. Well, now Johnny says a friend of his is getting out of Warhammer and is wanting to get rid of his stuff. He's got a lot still on the sprue unpainted and some are unopened. Oh, does he have does he have it like on eBay or something, or is he putting it out there to sell, or how would someone get a hold of him? Or if he wants, we could spread the word for him too and help him.
Well, depending on what it
Just
is.
depends on what he would like us to do.
I mean,
but yeah, if he's getting out of it, do you know anything about the faction he plays or any of the models he's got? See, I like him on the sprue unpainted because you can always repaint a model and whatnot, but I do quite a bit of my stuff with the Space Marines on the sprue, like I said 1,000 times, because I want to get underneath where they've got the way they pose them. Sometimes you can't get behind them to paint things correctly. Ooh, it's all going to you, and you're going to be putting it on the store, huh? All right, now you guys know. Check out Linkster's your store, and look for that. You could let us know when you get it put up there. A lot's going to depend on what he wants for it too, sir. Unfortunately, Games Workshop's kind of hurting itself. Oh, he's got a bunch of them. So he's got a big collection. Yeah. Is he going to sell it all in a lump deal, or is he going to break it up into sets? He'll probably be able to get rid of it. Well, have him give you a description of what he's got so you know what to list. If you list it with a proper description, I mean, we did sell some of our Warhammer stuff, like when Ashley changed factions, and it holds a pretty good value, especially if it's, in good shape. So even if it's older, a lot depends on the models too. But that's cool. If you can put it up there for them, then people are going to be able to find it. Oh, he's not just giving it to you; he sold it to you. Okay. I would say if he gave it to you and you were doing like a commission type based, um, let's see, you got to figure out what's what. You're probably better off separating it. Otherwise, if it's too much for a lump sum, then it would be very difficult to sell. But that's cool. 40K stuff, like I said, it retains a pretty good value. However, that seems to be what I hear a lot of. Is I'm not planning on quitting it, but there's a lot of people quitting. I think they're just tired of Games Workshop purposely not getting things straight just to continue selling codexes and changing stuff. And it's they've been doing it. It's a money making model that's worked for a very long time. Just a lot of people now have said, nope, enough's enough. Like for us, we're stopped at 10th edition. I think it's a good edition, but I'm not going to be upgrading any more stuff. It's don't play it enough to upgrade it anyways. And one page rules is really tearing it up. It's really tearing it up. Especially when it's just much simpler type of learning. But good luck with that, man. So it just depends. We'll check your store out. Like let us know when it's up. I'd like to see what he's throwing up there, and the rest of you guys can look up Johnny's store. You just finished your Amazon shopping? Oh, right, Brian. Yeah, toss some of them up in the Facebook group there, and spell out your shop so when people look, they can go there, sir. Because you gotta kind of whet the appetites of the buyers so they see what you got. Nice, Brian. Well, hopefully your shopping went very well. The one nice thing about Amazon is it's free delivery if you pay for Prime, and
Brian probably gets money back from them.
I've more than saved my share just using that service. So, but I think I'm not selling off any more of my Warhammer. I kind of condensed just enough to what I need to do. No mini Warmut. I don't think. No offense taken. So, for those listening on the podcast, he said he hopes some of the 40Kers will try not to ruin it. I don't think your average 40K player will. Really, I think it will be your gatekeeper 40Kers because they do have gatekeepers. They got people, like I said, that can spot 10 feet away that you've got the wrong color, for the uniform. It's one shade off, or they know. So, but 40Kers in mass, the average person is really starting to adopt these one-page rules because it's a little bit of a throwback, right? You got your data sheets and you can kind of make up your squad how you want, but it's way simpler. You don't have the amount of it. There's a lot of it's a very hard curve to learn, and if you're only doing 40K, then that's okay. You'll have it all down. But if you're playing other games and trying to do it, it's not simple unless that's all you do. If that's your primary game, then that's okay. Charles was looking for the best hole-in-the-wall restaurant in all 50 states. And in California, they got one called Cuatro Milpas, fresh tortillas until the food is gone. So a lot of your little mom and pop shops, the ones that you would just drive by, some of those have the best food, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing what you can find at little hole in the wall restaurants.
Those are the ones you absolutely want.
Yeah, those are the ones I like finding. In California, there was a shop down the street not too far from us, and they actually made the tortillas there, so you could buy fresh corn or flour tortillas, and then they had fresh salsas of fresh. They did all sorts of foods you could buy, including the yellow sweet bread. And you could also buy a plate there. You could have them make you a plate. And of course, they had some tables you could eat at too. And it was not very big, not a very big place, just some of the best damn food around. And it was literally just a little place. So, yeah, that was cool. Johnny says, which is why he likes Battletech. Color schemes are not, oh my God, that's the wrong shade of blue. I have actually, like I said, I've seen that where you've been in a game store and people are going, they didn't paint that way because they could tell, you're going to have some of that, but one page rules is pretty awesome as, I think they could have been a little clearer, Brian, because they're assuming that you've played it, because basically it's a takeoff. I mean, they're literally a takeoff of Warhammer and that kind of stuff. So they're assuming you have a little bit of background to kind of piece together some things. But the gameplay is way simpler. It's more straightforward. And really in a fight, it should be either you say your team fires on this team, it either hits or it doesn't, and then they're either dead or not. It shouldn't be and then you got to look at cards because you got different guys with different abilities in each group. That's why I couldn't use my 40K models with the one-page rules, because the indoctrination, and after a while your mind is like, no, my Marines should have been able to do da 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 da. So I don't want to try to separate that in my head. So again, that's why I'm putting the printer to use. And I like this Human Defense Force. There's all sorts of factions, and the one-page rules I think are really, really gonna just make the game more fun. I think you'd really like them, Charles. You're already kind of making your own things as you go and stuff, and I think you would kind of like that, to be honest with you. And and Alpha Strike, I've had a lot of feedback. Although I noticed with Battletech, some people are pretty harsh. If you make a mistake, they're pretty much, and they're not. There's some hardcore people in that too, just not to the same degree. And you're never going to hear nothing about paint schemes. I agree with you, because really you're painting them kind of how you want. We try to paint them off the cards so we have a better understanding of which one's what, but I don't think they'll ruin it overall, Brian. I mean, you're always going to have some people, just like with Warhammer in general, whenever they changed a faction and one came out powerful and people would complain, well, they are a powerful faction. I think the Tyranids should be very difficult, because in real life, you're never going to defend anything against that. If that was based on any kind of reality, which it's not, you're just never going to survive an unending flood of these things. You're going to run out of
thing
ammo.
With like the Death Guard.
You're going to lose. It's just going to depend on how long you can hold out. So like Starship Troopers, right? I mean, it's just unending flood of something like that. But people do complain and whatnot. But we really don't run across too much of that. I've seen it in some videos. Ashley got a little bit of flack for painting her one bugs. She'd paint them with a little bit of glitter and gold, like this other lady did. She's seen a video where a lady painted hers like that. So she thought she would try it, and she got a little bit of criticism in the comments.
A little?
Yeah. But who cares? You're supposed to be able to have fun and play the game. Charles says he's been going there a long time. It's delicious. Yeah, the little hole in the wall, Charles, I'm telling you, man, when you see a line coming out, it's like, look at this. So let me say this. How many commercials have you ever seen in your life for Chinese food? You just basically don't. The local restaurants don't.
Rarely do you see a Chinese.
Yeah, because if it's good, it's word of mouth. Same thing with some of the other restaurants, but that's an example there where I somebody brought that up to me, and I'm like, you know what? You don't. You might see coupons for Panda Express or something, but I mean, you know, authentic type food like that, you don't, and they never close. Like someone else buys them, they just keep going. So they're you know, if it's got good food, it's gonna go. Oh boy, you got 10 factions painted, Johnny. That's a lot. Two merc companies, 4 houses, 4 clans. That's a lot. We've got all the stuff as you guys seen in the Mini Wormits paint challenge and our updates. We got all the stuff that they sent us is all painted, so we're good to go. Plus a couple extra models that we had. So that's why that's up. We really enjoy Alpha Strike as a game and the way it plays. So we got to get that out. And then if Nagawa is still listening, Nagawa, I have to revisit Trench Knife. I just have to. That's an interesting game. And I'll shuffle the deck up to make a different map and give it another try because that's a really unique kind of game. Oh, you got 2 vehicle groups. So I just got the oddball vehicles that came with what we got in the stretch goals, and I painted them. So I haven't figured out. I should try somehow to incorporate. I'm not used to doing that. You know what I mean? So, well, thanks, Nagawa. I feel like I should. I feel like it's just a very in-depth little game. I hope you enjoy your copy, sir. I hope you, that's what you should do is break that out and play that too. It's just a fun game. You can play it off to the side or something. And I'm waiting for you to get that camera mounted. That camera that's a good deal, sir. I think that will make a big difference too. So anyways, you guys, that's that. We're going to get back with you on Sunday too. Again, for those of you who joined since I said something last time. And hey, if you'd like to help us out, liking the show, hitting the like button really helps. Comments really help. If you've got like in-depth comments about us, maybe doing something wrong, email it to us. I'd prefer that. If you can send us an email. If we make a mistake so that I can work it out, that's cool too. To gamerswithcoffee@gmail.com. Hex encounter rules, melt all minis. Well, we don't want to melt the minis, but we don't want to get rid of the hex encounter. So more of that's going to be coming this year, Jeff. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised because me and Keegan have been more and more coming to what we could do on this side for the cardboard counters. Make good kindling, Charles.
Yeah.
But Charles, you play hex encounter stuff, and some of the new counters. I'm sorry that I've seen. They've got nice rounded corners already, and they're glossy and nice. They're not. Some chits are kind of just ugly and hard to read. But a lot of the newer ones I noticed are very nicely done. So putting vehicles into Alpha Strike, Johnny says, is easy, like having combined arms. Okay. Mini Wormit says he might use the org stats for the killer Christmas trees. Again, Mini Wormit, you took a holiday you like and you made it terrifying, like Halloween or something. That's interesting. Nagawa, I'm a cross gamer. Well, yeah, that's good. Most of us here are. And it's nice to do the cross gaming thing. So I do like painting minis, but I'll tell you what, Jeff, Hex to Hex there, he was kind enough to send me the game, him and Todd. I don't know who else was involved in figuring that would be the best for me, and they were right because there's no way. You guys talk about so many things. I listen. I'm like, good God, you have 30 years of all these Avalon Hills, all these other publishers. I don't even know what you're referencing when I listen half the time because you guys have all that knowledge. So the game that you sent me, Jeff, I appreciate it. And that's one of the ones we're wanting to revisit to do some more missions out of, plus the other tanks on Western Front. Those are the bigger 1-inch counters, which are really nice. Jeff says many more months sold. He has to keep looking at the rules all the time when using one-page rules. Well, it's a little bit different gameplay, but it's simpler. And I think the problem is, I know the problem is with us is we played too many games with too many game rules, and because we're not a specific niche game, we do all sorts of games, and it does make it harder, Jeff. You do have to go back and check sometimes. In all seriousness, because your mind starts to cross-reference things. So yeah, it happens. But and Jeff, believe it or not, I really think you would like this trench knife game. I just think you do. There's something about that. Just talking to you, I just think you would like it yourself. It would be something interesting for you to do. But that's okay, because even though Mini Wormut agrees with Charles, both Charles and Mini Wormut have Hex Encounter games, right? So they don't really truly hate them, but they can be a long play game. How dare I compare you to Todd? I was talking about Jeff. Todd's a good guy. Wardrobe, he's a good guy. Nagawa, your pronouns are D6 and 15 millimeter. You're welcome here, sir. If I had to use a pronoun, it would just be everything. I can't. Yeah. Mythos is just laughing. See, Charles, you like multi-gaming. He's saying he plays solitaire games, 2-player games, miniatures, non-war games. You hate Hex Encounter, but I thought you have Hex Encounter, Brian. I thought you did. I don't hate it. I believe it was Jeff sent it to me, but did you not, Jeff, consult with Todd? Because I think you and Todd worked out what was best for my dumb brain to grasp on Panzer battles. Oh, Mini Wormut, that's a chitty thing to say.
Oh my God.
Hey, what can I say? Another little dad joke. It's like, what's your favorite movie if you play Hex Encounter? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Right? No? She just keeps staring at me. Are you shaking that up? You have 30 plus Hex games, Mini Wormut? Oh. Yeah. Might as well play bingo. Oh, cool, Mythos. You posted your update on your White Scars Jeep. Okay, we shall do that. I'm thinking that's coming out pretty good. So see, you just got to have fun with whatever game you're playing. So, but Jeff had brought up a while back that we haven't done much for Team Yankee lately, and he's right. So, Jeff, Wednesday of next week, the middle of the day, me and Keegan are going to throw some down. Bingo has too many rules for you, Brian. So I'm going to tell you a true story. I rarely have played bingo. And the one time I won and yelled bingo, I am not lying. 3 other people also had a bingo. Now it was cool. It was $100 pot at the speed track they have out here. So I went, took the kids, because out here the kids can play bingo and all that stuff and get French fries or whatever, and everybody sits at tables. But I had to share it. It was split 4 ways, so I did win $25. The one and only time. Oh my God, Jeff! He said Chutes and Ladders is too tough for you. Here we go. Chutes and Ladders.
Gregory.
What? What? Paint. What are you over there staring at me for and smiling? You're too old to climb ladders? Yeah. So last night I sat with Crystal and Keegan and we played everybody knows Monopoly, and they have millions of versions of it these days. So we played Huntopoly, which is all hunting based, like your houses. Instead of houses, you had cabins and lodges, and all the things were named after like buffalo or turkey or whatever, So it was all just more. Everything was themed around the animals and stuff, and it was pretty interesting. It's pretty fun. And generally, I'm not into Monopoly too much, but because people get angry, they do when you play Monopoly. You have to just like make sure everybody has a cup of chamomile tea or something, and nobody gets hostile. But yeah, that was interesting. I haven't played Monopoly in years, so, and I won actually. Charles, speed track, do tell. It's called Hawkeye Downs because everything in Iowa is named after the Hawkeyes. So it's Hawkeye Downs. And bingo is a pretty popular thing out
I don't
here.
know if they even do it anymore there.
But it's not just like an old people's kind of thing where people think bingo is just old people. Oh no. And you're allowed to let your kids, mark it off. It's the only thing they can do out here like that. But the Hawkeye Downs, when we went years ago, they had a little like food bar, so kids would get like chicken strips and French fries or whatever and play bingo. It was funny because I won less than I spent that night anyways, but I'm thinking, wow, the one time in my life I won a bingo and I got to split it with 3 other people. And that was just funny. That was funny. I was like, woo, $100. And I heard bingo, bingo, bingo. And I was like, well, no, it's $25 now. You just busted out your 2x2 map for your Christmas battle. Uh-oh. What kind of battle are you doing on that day, sir? Because I can't remember if you had said anything about it or not, so I apologize. I know me and Keegan, because we're off work, like I said, we're going to do that. So it'll be interesting because all the insanity and all that's out of the way. Two by two. Yeah, it's a little small map. What size are you doing it on there, Brian? Is that like Charles? I won't comment on that, but I'll laugh. Oh, Lord. Yep. So I think overall it's been going pretty good for us on gaming. Other than last week, I guess maybe if I have to postpone a show, maybe I should just not do it because it changes the time too much. You do a 15 millimeter on a 2x2? Generally, it's a 3x3. Eight pages is not bad at all there, Jeff. That would be nice. I think, I don't know. You guys know my stance, especially for people coming in. It's a lot better to have a simpler introduction than to try to overwhelm somebody with it. Doesn't matter what type of gaming. Charles wants to know if they're SCS. Yes, sir. Jeff says. See, those are the kind of rules that are good. Get your mind wrapped around a little bit. And I think you guys, that's why the quote 1-page rules are taken off, because I think people are just overall in general overly complicated, cumbersome, large, burdensome rules. I mean, it takes a lot of the fun out in it, and it's harder to play faster. And like I said, man, people will sit down, they'll binge watch their favorite episodes on Netflix for 6 or 8 hours, but they'll tell you they don't got time for a table game for 2 hours. I don't know why, because they'll sit even longer on Xbox or PlayStation, but still, tabletop gaming, man, I don't know. For some reason, it's just people other than us gamers in it, they're leery of trying it. Like, oh, 2 hours, but you just played Fortnite for 8 hours the other night, and lost brain cells. So, it's just kind of the way it goes. Except 8 pages is a good deal so far. Sounds good. How's that coming, Ash?
It's coming.
Well, be able to show it off at all, or
Yeah, give me a second to finish these lines.
so. Anyways, you guys, I mean, I think overall everything's good. The only thing that sucks is the year went very fast. There's no time left, and we're gonna try. Yeah, it is hard to do. But what I'm saying there, Jeff, is they can play 6 hours on Xbox, but at the table it seems forever to play that long. So we try to do games that are, going to be an hour and a half or less, or under 2 hours. It's too hard to try to maintain focus, especially with the kids, because they live in a world where it's like this. They're just too much too fast for them. Again, I think you'd like that trench knife, Jeff. It's a solo play game, although me and Ashley did that a little bit. She was the co-pilot, but it's a good fun game to do solo, and you can just come back to it as long as you took notes. Who is doing a year in review video? You guys want to state that you are? Throw it in the chat and let people know. Yeah, we're gonna probably do a live year in review kind of thing there, Mini Warm-Up. Like, I'm gonna try to do what I did before. Mini Warm-Up was there. He can tell you, for whatever reason, maybe it was the way it was worded, but there was over 400 people in my chat for 3-something hours, and that was insane. Mini Warm-Up's a solo gamer because he doesn't like people. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
The average gamers I have no problem with, right? But a lot of the way that most of the world is, I don't want to be like a lot of these other people. I keep saying, don't let me in with the normal people. That's not where I want to be. And Johnny says, a year in review video, I never thought about it. Yeah, some people do them, some people don't. We generally do something for a year in, like a lot of people will do something, Johnny, along the lines of this is what we're going to try and do next year, or what we want to what we are, looking forward to. Like Hex there, Jeff just says, already posted. So for us, the way our show is being on a Sunday, Johnny and Jeff and everybody else, is it's after the holiday, so we can still do one more show and not be done with the year. So more than likely, that's what we'll do. We'll hang out and chit chat with you guys, see what you guys are going to do, kind of something like that. But our goal is always going to be the same, to be more organized and try to get more done.
Organized? What's that?
So, like the March to Victory thing, if they can get a date set, then we're going to try and do that. But this time, break it up a little bit, and we'll go there and do like throw down a game or something and go there for a couple hours, but take a day or two. I want to do the World War I museum, but I want to be able to do more time in that. Just because it's something that you're not getting through in an hour, and we were so pressed for time we did not get to take in the magnitude of what is there. It's just an immense amount of stuff to take in. Anywhere it's going to have the gingerbread men protect the Christmas piggies from the abominable snow beast. There you go. We're just playing Team Yankee, so it's not really a holiday thing. It's just we should have done it on Thanksgiving and made it Thanksgiving, like that. But
me and Kiki did one last year, and that didn't go over too well.
Yeah, it kind of just a hit or miss thing. Johnny says maybe you could do in painting or something. What would it entail? It's whatever you want to entail, Johnny. I mean, if you just look at some of the other people, like Jeff has already done, check his video out and see. And
Mythos did his
on Friday. So just people are pretty much, they're just going to let you know what they liked about the year and what they're going to try to do next year is the general gist of it. You could do something like that if you wanted to. Why not? I mean, if you haven't done it, what's it going to hurt to try? It doesn't. That's kind of what we're going to do next Sunday again. So it'll just be, we'll have the chance to kind of do it live, just the way our show falls. We are going to, I'll tell you what, this year, what I would like is, I'm going to put more emphasis, if I can speak, I'm going to put more on the side. I want to try to do more advertising for our coffee store because I'm really pretty proud of it. If you guys want to check it out, that'd be cool. If you want to share it, that would help us. Even if you know people that drink coffee or tea, if you just want to share the link and say, hey, they can take a look, that would be cool. We really want to try to do something. The whole year I've had it up. We haven't been able to do a lot as far as promoting it, and we don't like to just constantly push. I mean, I have some on the screen there all the time if people want to check it out. But we're going to try to do out of the limelight. We're going to do some more and see how that goes. Oh, you posted the date on
January 1st.
There you go, Jeff. Okay, so Jeff's doing his then. So it's kind of just up to you, Johnny. Like, it's your thing. So you just let people know what you're doing. Thank you, Mythos. Mythos has bought coffee. I know Brian's bought coffee, and Charles. And everybody so far says it's good. Every time I buy the bags to show them off, my children have loved coming over and drinking it. It's good coffee. It's not junk. And we worked really hard to find a supplier that does not have just garbage stuff. So yeah, you can go get it a little cheaper at the store, but no, you are not getting the same type of coffee. You're just not. And at least we got it set up with free shipping, so your orders don't cost you anything to ship. And we finally got our resale license from the state of Iowa, our tax stuff pinned to my wall because this is, quote, I guess, the office. So next year we're gonna have to try to put some effort into that. I would like it to succeed and be profitable to where it sustains itself, because it's not right now, and that's mostly my fault because I just haven't had the time to advertise it. And like I said, I don't want to be looked at as we beat it over people's heads or nothing. A lot of people suggested we do that, and so we followed the suggestion. But we got to do something more with that. Game wise, obviously we're doing more. We are pretty close to doing our own gaming convention. That has nothing to do with March to Victory. We're still going to go to that, but this will probably be in June. If I can finalize that, we'll obviously let you guys know. because I think it would be fun in this area to do something like that. K cups, yes, there are K cups there. The way that the distribution stuff goes on, it'll generally list the biggest thing first, so you have to look. Like some of the coffees you can get, a lot of times the people, they don't want 12 ounces, they want a pound. That's about what people average buy, 1 or 2 pounds, right? Well, you could buy up to 5 pounds like all the other places if you want. But you got to kind of move it around. And there are K-cup type ones there. Yep. They are also looking for us, which they still haven't found, but we're trying to get like more along the lines of a
hot chocolate,
but more towards an organic hot chocolate, because you want something. I want to try to get a more of a healthier hot chocolate, as far as not sprayed with all the chemicals and crap that they douse on everything. So they're looking for that for us too, because you can get it at the local stores, and it's pricey. But the difference is the $2 box of hot chocolate has all sorts of harmful stuff in it. You just have to go get an app called Trash Panda, put that on your phone, and then go and scan what you're buying in the store, and wait till you see how much bad stuff is in your food. It is shocking that they do that to us. So what me and Ashley are wanting to do is create more of something that's just better for health-wise. Because if you don't, your health is hugely important, right? So whatever we're going to be involved with, we want it to be pretty much the best that we can find for what we're doing. Welcome back. Walkabout Games. Who let the mud in? We can't leave them outside, sir.
See? I'm not the only one who says who let the mud in. I don't know why we keep letting him come back.
I have to. I have his coffee cup. So you can go get one. He has a link in his videos. And Linstar, that cup I got from you, from Aries, that's a really nice mug that's up here too. Very nice. But that's kind of what, that's some 2 big things there for us to do. So I've done a lot of thinking and looking into stuff for how to work a game convention. I think it would be a good thing. The problem is, like you guys all know, you got to rent the room in advance, and you got to pay for stuff in advance. And then you got to see how it works out. And I would not worry about how many people showed up first year. It'd be more like just get it going out.
I mean, we would love to see everyone there.
We are just cogs in the corporate machine, Telemachus. I mean,
wow, he's been quiet.
Yeah. Well, he gets in his bunker when you and Minnie Wormut start going back and forth. He takes shelter. He knows better. I would too, but I'm right here in between her and the screen, so I got nowhere to go, you guys. You've been sick the last week. I'm sorry to hear that. A lot of people are getting that like pneumonia type respiratory thing going around. All I can say, Johnny, is look around. There's a reason I rarely get sick is there's just things you can take to keep you healthy. That's all I can say. Oh, you got your game all set up and you love the simplicity of the 1-page rules. Yeah. So Minnie Wormut was instrumental in getting us to try 1-page rules. And then Tabletop Date Night was a group. I'd love to see them come back in. I hear he's really a nice person, and so is she. And they played it. So we just wanted to get it correct, because a lot of times there's always that one person, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And we'll tell you, hey, we're brand new. Let us politely know. And again, if it's something that's a lot, just put it in an email. Hey, I noticed it could be this or that. And let us know. We love the feedback. But if it's too big of a thing on YouTube, then it looks too critical. It sometimes feels that way. So just email us, and it would be better. You can gamerswithcoffee@gmail.com, or go to our website, gamerswithcoffee.com, because there you can find out other stuff. You can email us from that there too. We put our news on there. We also support the Food for Farmers and the South Texas Hoof and Paw charities. So feel free to check those out. There's links there on that website too. So I think all of us have pets, and a good majority of us drink coffee. So, and these people work. That's my number one reason to support them, man. They're hardworking families. The kids are working too. So you're not just throwing your money, at a charity where it's not going anywhere either. It's literally helping people who are already busting their back ends to be productive. So 100%, I am good on supporting that. Yeah, Johnny, you can't do much because when kids come back with the flu or anything else from school's just a breeding ground, so they're going to come back. Your desktop monitor blew out, Telemachus? Oh, wow. Oof. I know the desktop I'm using, one side of my video card went out. So, like in the next week or two, probably after I pay rent, I'm going to order a new one because if it goes completely out, then I would do this on my laptop. But it's easier to do this on a desktop setup than it is on the laptop. But it's always something, man, isn't it, with technology? And Mini Warmup says maybe the piggies will be Christmas hogs. They're just about as big as the gingerbread man. Oh boy. You got an imagination there, sir, so I'm sure. Are you gonna that game then, Mini Warmup, are you like gonna live stream it or are you gonna record it and then put it up? How are you doing that one? Just let us know. Because if you're gonna live stream it, then that way everybody knows too. So ours, I'm not gonna live stream it because Team Yankee's probably better just to record it in sections and then upload it. Oh, your granddaughter's bought. I think you meant lice, right? So Charles, lice. Remember how there was a panic for a lot of years? They sent kids home with lice. Now they don't because lice are they're more of a nuisance, but they're really hard to get rid of. Unless you're a boy, you just shave your head and it's done. But getting out of the girl's hair, I remember trying to get out of my daughter's hair. My God, man. You're sitting there combing that stuff out. It's terrible.
Yep, if you don't get the eggs, they stay.
They stay. You're going to record, so Mini Warmup's going to record his too. Yeah. It's sometimes just easier to do that. And plus, I think because it's the official holiday day, then people might be busy too. But we're good. We're going to have time to actually get a nice game in with no pressure. And I'm kind of looking forward to that. Whatever you do, Charles, they'll tell you that mayonnaise will kill the lice in the hair. But listen.
It doesn't.
I think it would if you left it in long enough, but that's such a messy option. I tried that once on the girl's hair. Oof. Yeah, YouTube changed the word. Don't you like that? When you go to
if the schools allow it, because I know there's some schools that don't, you can go to Walmart, get a temporary hair dye, and temporarily dye their hair.
Yeah, like if
the ammonia in the hair dye will kill them.
That's also an easy option. It'll just wash out after a little bit. They're just a nuisance to get rid of. That's all. They really are. But yeah, it's interesting what the kids can bring home. It's not really, you kind of never know. That's just the way it goes, though. Hopefully, Telemachus, you can get your situation fixed. It's easy to say, hey, catch a sale. You might be able to catch a sale. It's sometimes hard to come up with money for the sales, but Charles, it's not my job. Kids miss some days. Oh boy, they miss some days. That's okay. Won't hurt them, Charles, considering they just don't seem to teach much anything useful. I got a question as parents. Why does it take 12 years to teach kids to read and write and do arithmetic, right? It doesn't. So it just doesn't. Always wondered that, though. Well, that's a whole other discussion. But this is good. I mean, I'm glad you guys are everyone's doing good. Even if they've been sick, they're doing good. We're all still here. So, if you wake up, you already beat the day because other people didn't. So, whatever comes your way, lice or, I don't know, whatever, it's not going to matter because you woke up. So, who cares? Yeah, you caught a cell. You don't need a high end monitor. Yeah, I don't. You don't have to have a high end monitor for doing any of this stuff. I mean, if you're doing gaming, I guess, but let's be realistic. Oh, this monitor can do 6K. Yeah, but your eyes cannot see in 4K or 6K, so it doesn't matter. Your eyes physically can't see what they say they can project, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, they do, Jeff. They need a lot more. I'm telling you, we could talk for hours. I've seen some of the homework. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is just dumb. And it just makes no sense. It doesn't, I mean, I get it. We get up, go to school for 8 hours, and we're conditioning to get out and work 8 hours. That's all it's condition, right? But it shouldn't take that long to teach them things. And then a lot of the stuff's just agendas and political stuff. What happened to teaching them useful things, right? I don't know, man. You used to have useful classes. Now a lot of it's like, okay, you know. This was kind of interesting. This last manager that they hired to help me lasted like 2.5 weeks, and she quit. She quit last week. She was a retired school teacher um, and school counselor, and she was the first one to tell you that all the tax dollar money, it's all misappropriated, and that's why. Because I said, why do we got to buy supplies all the time for the kids? How come all this money comes in? They don't get supplies. So yeah, you're waiting for two new printers. Walkabout. What do you mean, like paper printers or 3D printers or what? What kind of printers?
Knowing Walkabout's probably 3D.
Yeah, well, Ashley says knowing you, it's probably 3D. So I'm figuring you're talking about 3D printers. Back to Limicus. I don't have a fancy high. I got this Dell monitor. Oh my god, 4 years ago, and it was on sale, and it was an open box item at that's not Staples. That's Office Max over there.
Office Max, yeah.
At Office Max. And it's a nice big Dell monitor. That's very nice. Works very well. Don't need nothing fancy. Yeah, Walkabout. That's true. They do. They really do. But that's how we got ours. It was out of the box. It was a display of things. Got a really nice discount on the monitor and works very well. We picked up a second one with income tax the same year. And Ashley uses it. It's another Dell monitor. It's a little smaller.
I use it as a secondary screen.
I used to have a 2-screen setup over here, but now I prefer the 2-screen setup for doing this. I do because I can move things off to the side and look things up if I need to. But they're not fancy monitors by any means. Although they got some out there, sir. The nice big curved monitor.
Oh yeah, the one I want is like $1,200, and it'd take up my whole freaking desk.
But what do you need it for? Gaming? I mean, that's the only thing you'd use it for.
Yeah. I don't know if I could. I don't know where your eyes would try to focus.
So Walkabout, yeah. So they are FDM printers, yeah. So what, you got Bamboo brand? I haven't heard of them. I have not heard of that brand. they more of the industrial kind of printers, or let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, okay. The ones that it's pulling up is pretty nice. They look a lot like. Are you getting in like an enclosed one? Are you getting an enclosed one there? Walkabout, or are you just getting open printers? I mean, the enclosed ones, like Keegan bought that one. I think those are really nice because if your printing environment is enclosed, it's less likely to get interfered with dust or, like in Keegan's case, dog hair. If you have pets, um, things like that can interfere with the print. So I think the whole enclosed ones are nice, but I've had the open one for us. We've had that a long time, and probably upgrade to another open one. And we got the extra room, the one small room there we can put it in, so don't got to really worry about that. More or less, just have its own place to do its thing on. But they look pretty nice to walk about. You have the need for that many though too, so that works very well. Oh. So we're probably. I've been looking at getting reconditioned. When people return a printer, because they either couldn't figure it out or something's wrong, and then the company just refurbishes it. So I've been looking for that. Found a decent one. I think I'm going to get and go with that because I was going to upgrade the Creality Ender Pro, but I would have to upgrade everything on it. I think for it to work back to where it used to be. Oh, well, thanks, Skull Gremlin, for bringing that up. I didn't know. He says that enclosed environments will cause problems for the PLA. I never thought of that. I didn't know that. So to me, it just seemed like it was a safer environment so that it's left dust free. But thanks for letting me know. That's cool. You just did a huge update for your stream there, Johnny. Hope it helps when you start back up in January. Well, whatever you're doing, hopefully it goes well for you. I mean, everybody's got to kind of go with what they need to what to do. We don't. I honestly have more probably audio podcasting equipment for traveling because I used to do that a lot of stuff on the road, or I got mics for my phone and mics for conversations, and you know, I got more of that, and I'm doing less of it, but you're gonna see more podcasting for sure because I that's one thing I really do like, and Apple Podcasts just picked this up, so that should help quite a bit. So now Gamers with Coffee is on Apple Podcasts. You can find us there. Walkabout says, I'm done having 3D printing as another hobby, so I got to push the button and it works. You're tired of fixing the printers, yeah. Well, the problem is to get people into the printing, they have to make it cost effective, right? And they are more cost effective now, but the Crowley, the Ender Pro that we got, that's still hugely popular, and they work fine, but the pieces don't last long, I guess. You're no longer streaming on a laptop. Johnny says he's going to update some cameras. That's the next thing I'm going to do. Nagawa here, who's World War One channel, he's got a nice new camera. I was looking at those. That's something I wouldn't mind doing. It'd be very helpful for what we're doing because I have a laptop that's overkill for doing this. I mean, it's even got more stuff on it than the current video games need. And so I take that and travel with that or do portable stuff with that because it's very, I paid a lot of money for it on payments, but it does what I need to do. So if this were to fail, it's not going to stop the show at all. I would just do it with the laptop. However, the desktop to me, uh, for this particular show, this every Sunday thing works very well. I would rather keep it this way. And then if we do live from a coffee shop or live from the convention or whatever, then that's where I like the portable stuff. Walkabout says he does tons of things that need enclosed printing. And Skull Gremlin says bamboo definitely is the closest thing to plug and play in the marketplace. See, I never even heard of that name until you brought it up there, Walkabout. But see, Skull Gremlin, that's kind of right. Well, now with the Crowley, what I can say is replacement parts are not too expensive, and it functioned just fine. We printed a lot of stuff before there was ever an issue. But then once you have one issue, it starts to parlay. And I noticed into something else.
I didn't know we were doing pirates.
Oh yeah, why not? And our Anycubic resin printer works really good, but we just had to change what was at the screen or the VAT screen.
Yeah, the VAT screen.
So they don't tend to last. Oh, show it off a little. Slow. Are those goggles or just his big old eyes?
They're goggles.
$30% off is not something to joke about. That's a really nice savings there, Walkabout.
I still gotta do the back.
Well, some of the cameras, Johnny, like you're saying, you want one for close-ups. The problem is every single one of these that you see advertised, they're all designed for Zoom meetings or maybe this, you could do this with it, but not designed for gamers trying to get up close on what they're doing and be clear. You guys know I used to have the nice adjustable, and I cannot for the life of me find another one. But it was a cheapy webcam. I think I paid $40 back then. But I actually had an adjustable lens. Boy, you could zoom right in on your miniature. It was really nice. And then one day it just started turning yellow, the feed off of it, and then it quit working. And so since then I haven't. Although I got years worth of use out of it. But now if you're going to go get a camera, it's going to be a couple $100 or more if you want something nice. It's just they're mostly geared towards whatever you're using to do conference calls and meetings and stuff with is mostly what they're geared for. Your resin printer's been great. This one prints great once we figured out that the problem is that screen, it doesn't, we've changed it, but we've only changed it twice in a year, right?
3 times, I think.
For all the printing you've done?
Yeah, I've done a lot of printing.
So when it stops sticking, then that's because the screen just burns out.
Basically. Because it goes off of layers. It doesn't go off of how long it's been in there.
Yeah.
You could take all year to print, so many layers. But
yeah, it all depends. I mean, I'm glad because to do this Human Defense Force is, makes it easy to print it out, and it's nice that way. Certain things I really can't really print out too much of, like you're not going to get an exact duplicate looking of like Space Marines or any of those kind of things, because of copyrights. So if it's my Warhammer stuff, I'll probably just still buy the bottles, but you can get them. You get people are selling them used too. But the other stuff that you could kind of run with, I have no problem with. A couple of the tanks for Cheap Yankee that I bought for the Soviets, it's kind of funny because Keegan didn't know it was not an official tank. This is before I got the printer. I bought a couple of them off a guy on eBay, and they were just beautifully done. And I painted them just like the others. And you didn't know until you went to take the turn off, and it has a big stem on it where, you know, the Team Yankee ones have a little stem, or you can keep it out and put a magnet. Most of ours are magnetized anyway, so you can swap turns. And I like to magnetize whatever I can on miniatures for me, if I have options with them, because then you're not building an entire another unit. You could swap barrels or swap whatever out on your miniatures if you need to. His resin printers have been great. Walkabout said. So, what printer have you used that you replaced it that many times? That's the Anycubic Mono 2. And I got that not this Black Friday, but the year before. Ashley has printed a god awful amount of things out, but I guess it goes on how many layers roughly. So, they don't design them to last forever. But the prints come out excellent. So, I mean, the quality on the prints, right? If you could see these guys up close, you would see their holsters, straps. They have knee pads to get straps. Those everything is detailed. It's not junk prints. It's just I'm like, in a year and
a half. That's not bad.
Yeah. Many Warmont says 3D printers are evil. His is collecting dust. I just pay people for the train. It is easier to just pay for the train if you could do that, Many Warmont, because it's just you don't have to mess with it. But remember I told you back then, mine didn't really cost me anything but about $7 because I used the bonus that I got, and it was a Black Friday sale. So literally, I came up with just a few dollars of my own. It didn't quote come out of my paycheck. It was just a bonus I used it for, and it worked.
Well, that's not working.
So it saved me money, in that regard. But the Crealities, yeah, it's time to do something with that.
I like the Anycubic.
Yeah. And whatever works for you is a good thing. But I don't know, May Warmont. If you need something printed, let us know. We could try to help you guys out or something. We will. We got, like I said, the miniatures that are coming out for the one-page rules. I'm happy with. And contrary to what Ashley says, they're not one coat done. There's multiple paints on. Shame on you for saying that. It's eating at me the whole time I'm talking. She does that just to be funny.
I do it to irritate you.
Your Elegoo printers you've had for more than 4 years, you haven't replaced the screen.
Keegan had nothing but problems with his.
See, Keegan had an Elegoo printer, and it was just nothing but there's the thing, Walkabout, right? Like, have you ever seen a brand new car off a car lot broke down and there's no plates, just the dealer paperwork? So you can get a brand new vehicle and maybe it won't make it 2 miles. You get a brand new printer, maybe it's nothing but issues, and the same printer somewhere else, it's the same thing. It goes forever. Yeah, if it's not viable for you to do, then Johnny, then you don't. Like ours. We got no more kids, nothing here, so it's on the back shelf and it has those handy. Here, watch out! I don't want to bump you, Ash. Ours came with these. They charge up, and it's
black charcoal.
Pull the top off. It's got a black charcoal filter.
So it doesn't stink really too bad.
Well.
Until I take it apart.
What you do is there's a space inside the printer, and you turn this on, right, and you set it in the printer, and then you put the cover on it, and there is no smell. It pulls it all in and gets rid of it. So you don't have to have, for this one, you don't have to have ventilation and all that stuff. For some you do, but for that, it takes care of it. And the Heroscape, man, some of the stuff for that's really nice. Like I'll tell you right now, I thought the cardboard trees were pretty nice, but Clint has the those trees that they make. They're really nice, and he's got most of all that terrain. It's just our local store literally is out of it every time we check. Then you got really lucky walking about. To be honest with you, to do the amount of printing that you talk about doing, and to have it go 4 years and not have to change the screen is phenomenal. Um, and your Saturn is doing good too. So I mean, it just depends. I mean, was somebody smoking their lunch when they put it together at the factory, or were they mad? You know, did you get the pro? Was it built correct when by the person putting the stuff together? You know, it's kind of what it is. Because literally, you can buy two things off the shelf, the same thing, and one is it fails, and the other goes forever. But we've gotten our money out. The resin is really cheap for this. Like I don't know, like 14. I want to say $14 a bottle or something, and you could get probably 100 or 200 minis out of it. So you're never going to walk in the store and plunk down $14, $15 or whatever it is with tax and walk away with that many miniatures. Especially if it's Game Workshop. If you get three, you're lucky to get them for under $35. So it just depends. But so far so good. And some of that terrain you're talking about, Johnny, is what we want to add in for Alpha Strike as we go, because it's just really, really nicely done terrain. And I'm not going to try to print that kind of stuff. I would just already have. There's some things, regardless, you guys, I'm just going to buy as I can afford it without trying to print. Just depends on, is it feasible for me to do it? You know what I mean? Or if there's any resin left after somebody here prints off stuff. So we don't
I
know.
haven't printed out my freaking catapult yet, so hush.
A catapult.
Damn right.
Yeah, a catapult. You mix up resin yourself for minis? Oh, you're way too advanced for us. I don't know anything about mixing that resin. The only resin I know about is I've got molds for the pieces I've done over the years that I have sold on eBay before, and I've also used them in my games. So I can mix part A, part B, and like Alumilite and stuff like that, resin for casting and molds. But I would have no idea.
I'd be too afraid.
How about to go? I'd rather not do that, but it's Anycubic, so I'll just buy a $14 bottle of Anycubic resin because it's designed for that printer. And then I don't have to worry, did I screw it up? Is there something else I could have done different? I trust you know what you're doing, Walkabout. That's great. If you can do that, more power to you, man. Actually, be looking at our prints. Why are they coming out brown and gray? I said, well, I added coffee to them and some grounds to strengthen the resin.
Yeah, that I can see.
So no, I'm not nowhere near good enough to try to do that at all. So I'm not going to try. You're almost done with him.
Trying to.
So poor Ashley printed out all these rat guys for her army, and I don't know. It's more like Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, but I can still use them.
You add a flexible resin to your regular resin so it doesn't shatter if you look at it wrong. Yeah, this resin here, actually, whatever it is, it's solid, but it's not brittle.
Some are.
Now, one model fell and hit and broke, but it was a smooth, clean break. I glued it together.
You can never tell.
And painted it. Now I can't tell which. I don't, because I painted the robots the same. So I can't no longer tell which one I was broken.
Yeah, this resin actually when it breaks a clean. So it's actually pretty nice.
But it doesn't really break. The only problem is you guys all know if you drop a miniature. Yeah. Hey, it's all right. Charles, go ahead, have your dinner. And you have a good, safe rest of the day, man. Enjoy all your family things you're going to do, sir. Have a good time.
Stay safe.
So Johnny says he's got a guy who has upscaled the Hextech buildings to fit for HeroScape, as he loves using them for BattleTech. So, yeah, the ones they sell in the store for it, it's if you've got a guy that can do it, that's cool. But I really was impressed with the trees and the hills and stuff, and I think it's a good deal. It looks better. The cardboard's fine. I'm not knocking at it. It looks good for the table, but I was really impressed with that stuff. So walkabout, in theory, that's good. Does it really work though? Adding a flex resin to regular resin.
I don't know if that would work.
I don't know if it'll work in ours because literally
we have to set the type of light, how much light produces.
Yeah, we bought one bottle of resin that's more for their higher end printers. I got because I wasn't paying attention, and it just didn't work so well. So when I went back to their standard stuff, works great. But again, their resin isn't really very brittle. It's not one that causes me to worry too much. But once they're done, we got a bag of bases, so they all go on the base. And the only thing I gotta do now, you guys, is I gotta find another tote or something to stick these guys in and go buy another case. Probably go get another muffin case at Walmart for $12. Hey, you get a free muffin tray in there, but each side locks, all four, and it's got a pop-up handle, and it's deep enough, that all your taller miniatures will fit in there too. Oh, repeat the question. Does it really work, or is it just theory? Have you had good success with mixing two different kinds of resin? That's what I was wondering. Is if it worked good for you that way. I think I'm gonna put you on here for a minute, Ash, so I can. So bear with me, you guys. I'm going to leave Ashley in charge for a minute. I'm going to run use the restroom. Hold on a second.
Why am I being left in charge? Damn it!
There you go.
All right, I'll have to actually look.
Yeah, just for a minute.
They flex and don't snap and have. Why would you attempt to drop it down the stairs? That's what I'm. Yeah, with ours, you have to. Each type has its own light, or like how much light's supposed to be to activate it or whatever. So I finally figured out with the new update that Anycubic did, you can now change the types of resin, and it will change the light for the system. So that's nice. I don't have to try to manually get into the settings for each one. and change it. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that sucks. That makes a little bit more sense. Is it better now?
What did I miss out?
Oh, talking about his miniatures. About the flex.
Oh, you're gonna have the Hex Tech stuff in your store then, Johnny?
Hey, if he can get it, we'll buy it from him.
I don't know. Kid slipped on a game store stairway and a tray of Star Wars minis went down the stairs. Ooh, that's...
Well, I asked, why would it be going down the stairs?
Yeah, that's not fun. Not fun at all.
But if it works, it works.
Falling downstairs never works.
No.
Oh.
Mixing the stuff.
Oh. Well, I didn't know. I see what you meant. Okay. Well, if they didn't break, then walkabout, then I guess that's my answer. That sturdies them up a bit. But still, some resin is just difficult, like Victory at Sea. Clint bought a box of that. I remember telling him, man, this stuff is brittle. Not too long after that, watching Modeling for Advantage, and Johnny B had to ship, and he was like, oh, he's talking, and just snapped. It just snapped in half. Well, some's pretty brittle. Oh, wow. I have not checked over. Oh, I don't have any comments because I didn't post anything there. Let's see something here. Oh, boy. Well, 2 hours into the show there, Ash. What do you think?
We can end it if you like.
I'll tell you what, you guys.
We're going to let him watch it with her.
Huh? Yeah, that's true. It is getting kind of late, so we're probably going to go ahead and have to end this here so we could get dinner and stuff done. But
yeah, I know. I got to get in the shower because I got to work tomorrow.
I got to work tomorrow too. But anyways, we love it talking to you guys on the weekend here. It's always a good end of the week and a good beginning for the next week. I know everybody's busy as heck next week, so wish all you guys have fun and do what you're doing, and stay safe while you're out and about. Watch out for the crazy people, because
and if you guys have snow, please be safe on the roads.
Yeah,
we want to see everyone next Wednesday.
We will see you next Sunday again, and that will pretty much be our end of the year show. And we'll give you an update on what we're doing, and we'll chit chat with you guys. And well, thank you, Nagawa. And Nagawa, you got to come on here now. We've had Mythos on, and Brian.
We need to get Mythos back on.
And Mythos, come back sometime, or any of you guys, really. Johnny, Walkabout, everybody that's watching, you're more than welcome to get on and say hi. So you all have a good time. Enjoy your family and friends. We will see you guys all next Sunday. Thank you for being here, you guys. And here you go, Ash. You can do that. Wish me luck on Ashley's Ratman not getting me. So
hold on. Let's cancel that one. All right, guys. Until next time.
We shall see you later. Thank you.